You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Bremen Motor Cars and by Wellington Anti-Aging. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
What's up? Welcome to Kevin's Other Show. I'm Kevin. Diener's in here.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
A little bit of a shocker today in Wimbledon. Federer bounced. He gone.
Amazing.
Got knocked out by the 8th seed. Some South African guy.
Are you sure he's not American? We're sure about that?
I know you thought he was American.
My bad. You know what? Is that bad of me? I saw the name Kevin Anderson and I'm like, oh, he's American.
Well, it sounds, like the whitest name ever.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not the case anymore, man. No, Kevin Anderson is South African, and he took care of Roger Federer in 5 sets. Federer was the top seed, too, at Wimbledon, 8-time champ, but still a rich bitch because he's got that $400 million contract with that Japanese athletic company that we don't even know anything about. And I think he's still wearing Nikes, too, right?
Yeah, it's weird. I think he was like...
So they don't have shoes?
He was switching back and forth. I don't know. It's a strange situation. But, yeah, I mean, don't feel bad for Federer. When it comes to money...
No, he's doing good.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Fine.
Kevin Anderson, though. My goodness.
Yeah. So there you go. It kind of sets that up. Saw Djokovic. I think he was winning.
He was.
He was playing, doing well.
Yeah,
so
he was playing Nishikori. Another Japanese. There you go. The Japanese guy. I'm not sure what
that's the
happened.
guy who should have gotten the deal.
Right?
How's it? Roger Federer.
Hometown guy?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
You'd have thought maybe. Yesterday, a little bit of World Cup action went on. I was able to check the last half of that yesterday. France. I guess it's an upset. I don't know. I think Belgium was supposed to win it, but they didn't.
No, I mean, yeah, pretty much. And that kind of goes along with the theme of this World Cup so far. It's just been totally unpredictable. I'll say this. I am not going to give my pick today for the England match against Croatia because every time I have tried to pick somebody in this World Cup, I have been 100% wrong.
How do you? I mean, I don't know one player on any team on any. I couldn't even. There's no way I can even tell you. I have no idea.
You can't. I guess
I have no idea.
An educated guess. It's not even there for you.
I mean, half the time I don't even know what's going on. I don't know. I don't even know when. When they get the corner kicks, I'm starting to realize. Okay, the corner kicks, they seem to be dangerous.
Yes,
that's a game changer. And yesterday, France got that goal. It was on a corner kick, I think. Came in, the guy did a header, boom, knocked in. It was cool. I mean, I was kind of into it. I don't know if it's because I know it's that intense and there's so much riding on it. But yeah, I watched the second half yesterday. I thought it was pretty good. I was totally into it. I know it was only a 1-0 game, but yeah, I was down with it. But I have no idea. And half of the guys, too, because they're from different countries, I couldn't pronounce them if I wanted to. So I have no idea who any of these people are.
See, there's a couple of tricky names. I'm glad you bring that up because there's a couple of tricky names with Belgium. Now, I remember the Belgium team being good because from 4 years ago, they beat the U.S. in the knockout stage.
Yeah.
So they still have pretty much the same guys. Mm-hmm. Here's what's tricky about them. There's a guy, his last name is Hazard. It's spelled like hazard.
Yeah.
But it's pronounced Hazard.
Right.
There's another guy, his last name is Company. And it's spelled like company. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh, his last name must be pronounced like, Company. No, it's actually Company.
Oh,
So they're tricking me.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
You're not going to be able to figure it out.
It's like the Key and Peele skit with Aaron.
Right.
It's just kind of like that.
And then in 4 years, if you get to know a couple names, you'll totally forget them by
That's
now.
right.
Yeah.
And they'll just be retired.
Yeah. Who knows, with the MLS coming to Miami, what it might be like, though, if you see these players in 4 years, are we going to be more invested? Man, David Beckham is throwing everything into it, too. He hosted a World Cup party. It's going on right now, Wharf, Miami.
Where is that, by the way?
Wharf, Miami. That's, I think it's right on the Miami River.
It sounds like it's above my pay grade.
I think it's kind of like, it's right on the Miami River. I haven't been there, but I know DJ Irie had a party there not too long ago. I think it's like, there's a couple bars and restaurants that are right on the Miami River, right close to downtown and Brickell.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of like right in that area right there. I haven't been there, but it seems like a cool area. Got to try to hop on that Brightline. Brightline's trying to sell a deal where you can hop on the Brightline, go down to Miami, and I'm trying to figure out, is that a deal or not? And I think what I read, it's $30, and I think it's one way. But that's, you know, if you do the drink card thing. So I'm like trying to get my wife into it, and there's no way she's going to go like the sober. I'd be like, what? I'm going to go on that train for an hour plus and change and not have a cocktail down there and back.
You have to.
Well, it's like, what's the point at that? You know, I mean, if you're taking Brightline, you're going to spend that money.
Right.
And if you're not going to drink, it's like, okay, well, then just drive yourself. I mean, it's going to take you 10 minutes longer, and what you're going to pay in parking is not going to be that much of a difference. So, I mean, if you're going to ride Brightline and you're a drinker, I mean, yeah, get the beverage. But, I mean, if it's $60 round trip per adult, I don't know, man. That's a little steep for me.
That gets a little pricey. But that's because the drinks are included?
I think so. I think the regular was like, if I read it right, I think the regular, if you want to go West Palm to Miami, it's $30 if you're doing the drink car. I think Lauderdale's a little bit cheaper. It was like maybe 10 and 20. Okay. I think just from Lauderdale to Miami if you're going to be hopping from there.
I guess that does add up though, right? I mean,
it does. Well, I mean, it does because what they're doing then is Wynwood Marketplace, they've got 10-foot tall screens that you can watch it on, which is pretty badass.
Yeah.
And it's 80,000 square foot open, you know, air courtyard. So, but then you're still going to buy drinks while you're there. So I'm sitting there adding up like, okay.
It gets pricey.
Well, you got at least a 90-minute match. You know, you're probably about 2.5 hours in between your train trip, $60, you know, round trip, plus probably another, you know, you're looking at $100 per person. Maybe 100. Well, no, the way I drink 120.
Yeah, come on. Who are you kidding, man? Let's go.
120. So it's a $240 a day, and it's for a sport that I know no one who plays it.
You see, and that's the funny thing about it. I'm surprised you would even try, you know, kind of try this for a World Cup final because you said yourself you don't even really know what's going on. with it.
I don't. But it's like I like the
But it's an
experience.
event.
I like excitement. I like being around a crowd of excited people. I don't know. I get suckered into it. I start believing that it's exciting. But like I said, I watched it yesterday by myself. Had a beer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I went okay. I was kind of feeling it.
Good. See if all right. It's never too late. You can start getting into it, even though it's almost over.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. So some way somehow I'm going to watch 11 o'clock. On Sunday is the World Cup final. And then I think, don't they do a match for third and fourth place?
That's right, yeah, on Saturday. I'm not sure you want to spend all that time and money on a third place match, though.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do Brightline for that.
No.
But I'll probably be someplace. In fact, I'm going to be at Matthews Brewery 4 to 6. I'm not sure what time they're doing the match on Saturday. If it's 11 a.m., yeah, it'll be over and done. But if it's at 2, then maybe you'll be able to catch it. I'll be there at 4 o'clock.
I think that works out.
Yeah. Come check that out.
World Cup fever. Kevin's got World Cup fever, guys.
I do now. You know,
There
I kind of yesterday I was like going, I'm kind of getting into this, and there's like, what, 3 matches left? You know, I'm starting to get excited about the World Cup, but it's over.
That's all right.
Carmelo to the Heat. He's apparently down. It sounds like it's between two teams. I've heard a lot more about the Rockets, but apparently the Heat are talking to him. Is it a good call or not for the Heat to get him? He's 34. A lot of people are really downplaying his stats in Oklahoma City and everything that happened there, saying it wasn't a good fit. He's not degraded that much. He's not in great shape. But they're saying that it could be a good deal for the Heat to jump on because it could be good for what they want to try to do and create some cap space for 2020, if not sooner. And they'd be able to sign him to a minimal contract if they did that. So apparently he's in the process of buyout negotiations right now, but he's talking to the Heat and he's talking to the Thunder. Would you want to get Carmelo Anthony?
Man, when you said that first initial phrase, Carmelo to the Heat, it really does give me pause because I don't know how to feel about this. Because, look, Carmelo is such a different type of player. And at first glance, I'm like, if you're going to get Carmelo, fine. Don't pay him a lot of money. Like you said, it has to be some type of, veteran contract. He can help the team. See, that's where I'm kind of conflicted with Carmelo. He can help in the shooting aspect and maybe bringing them up a little bit, but it's still Carmelo, and I just feel like he just weighs you down at the same time.
So you're not pumped about it?
I'm not pumped about it. If they got him, would I be excited? Yeah, it would be cool. I think he could help some.
Yeah, from the response that I've heard from people, it doesn't seem like anybody's too jacked about it, and they don't think that, okay, with Carmelo, maybe you're a mid-level team in the East.
Yeah.
Maybe you're the 4th or 5th best team in the East. So
The only thing is, and here's the other part about it too, is that it would be cool to see Carmelo play with Dwayne Wade because they have been friends for a long time. They're all part of the same draft class with LeBron and Bosh and all that. So it'd be cool to have them get together toward the end of their careers, and it would pretty much solidify Wade coming back for at least a final year.
Well, and the other thing too, they said Udonis Haslam's probably going to come back, and that's all fun. It's like, the gang's all here, but you only got 15 roster spots.
Well, there's that too.
And so you're sitting there saying, it's starting to get tight. And it's like, I mean, UD, played 3 minutes last year? So do you want to eat up a roster spot of the 15?
True.
You love UD and you love, but can't we just put him in a suit and he sit at the end of the bench and do cheers?
Kind of like a Juwan Howard.
Pump everybody up?
Yeah.
Thing?
It's like you said, it's UD. He's the captain. His number is going to be up in the rafters when he's done.
Yeah.
But how much more time do you want, like you said, take up that roster spot?
Okay. Well, they're
one more year. Give it one more year.
Trying to figure it out. The Heat did make an acquisition, though. They picked up this guard from Michigan. He's 6'8", pretty tall dude, and apparently he's a pretty good shooter. His name's Duncan Robinson. It's a two-way contract, so he's not necessarily going to be one of the top 15. You can have 15 players on your roster and then 2 they're signed on a two-way deal.
Right.
So that's probably what he's going to do, but apparently he's eating it up in the G League.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, eating it up in the G League.
And I think that's a good name to have, too, as a basketball player, is Tim Duncan Robinson, David Robinson, putting them both together.
Yeah.
Kind of like fate, right?
It could be.
There you go.
Who knows? Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, I got a positive outlook possibly for the Dolphins.
Hey!
You've heard a lot of negativity, but let's focus on what might be the good of this team coming up next.
You can tell his wife, just don't tell those other guys. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Well, you've heard a lot of different people, whether it be Sports Illustrated, who thinks that the Miami Dolphins are going to win maybe 3 games this year.
Yeah, some rough outlooks there.
To the ratings that they got on Madden that doesn't really have anybody rated very high at all.
That's right. I forgot about that. They're all rated terribly on there.
Terribly. I think your top player is Cameron Wake, and he was the only player for the Dolphins to make the top 100, and they got him skill level at 74 or something like that.
And he's also like 47 years old, so there's that too.
Yeah, there's that too. So somebody finally, though, has got a positive outlook here for the Miami Dolphins.
Tell me who it is. I'm excited about this.
Pro Football Focus.
All right.
Optimistic. They believe that the Dolphins going to be closer to the 10-6 team from 2016 than the one that went 6-10 in 2017.
Interesting.
Here's their optimism. It's Tannehill. They say, hey, look, before this guy got hurt, he was 12th amongst NFL starters in passer rating, 93.5 in 2016. He was ahead of Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson, Phillip Rivers. You get that guy back, you're going to be okay. Slot receiver Albert Wilson, not necessarily a household name yet, but given the opportunity, PFF thinks he could be.
Fantasy sleeper, maybe.
That's what they're saying.
Taking over Jarvis Landry's slot position.
Yeah.
All right.
They say it may not be that big of a downgrade, and they really like Minkah Fitzpatrick. They say with his passer rating, it was 59.9. It was the best since 2016 and the lowest of any defensive back in this year's draft class. So they're saying they think that you're going to see closer to a 10-6 than a 6-10. And it was kind of interesting that I guess it's because, you lose Jarvis Landry, you lose Sue. There were some big departures that happened from the Miami Dolphins, and that's why, like a Sports Illustrated saying, man, maybe you're a 3-win team. Are you believing the optimism? If you had to say how many wins did the Dolphins get this year, are you going more with Pro Football Focus? It says they're more towards 10, or more towards a Sports Illustrated that's saying 3?
I really want to believe this. I really do. Like I hear about this and I want to grab onto it and just hold it close to me and think that the Dolphins could possibly surprise a bunch of people and be in that next echelon of competing for a wild card and maybe getting the wild card like they did with Tannehill before he got injured in 2016. I want to believe it, Kevin. I want to.
Sure.
It's just hard to.
I know, but I think you can. I think you've got some possible players. If you want to say a team that could be one of those teams in the NFL this year that, whoa, we didn't expect that out of this team, it could be the Dolphins because they've got a lot of unproven players. You're Albert Wilson, Kenyon Drake in the backfield. And right now the Dolphins are rated as one of the lowest backfields in the NFL. They're not giving them a lot of love. I mean,
Right.
you got Frank Gore, who's 54 years old.
Yes, he's older than Cameron Wake.
That is back there. And you don't have anybody that is truly very proven. But, I mean, that's not necessarily always a bad thing. So, it could be a surprise team. And the biggest thing about it is how many teams are going to take the Dolphins seriously.
Yeah.
When you're the Patriots, it's got to suck because every single week, man, they are getting everybody's best. The Dolphins, that's going to be like, that's going to be the game where on a Saturday night, half the team's going to be out in the club because it's like, we got the Dolphins tomorrow.
Yeah, we
So
don't have
half
to worry.
the teams you play might be hungover and still hammered.
It's not a... See, and here's the thing. These are all good arguments. Everything you're saying and that Pro Football Focus is saying, they're all good arguments. Mm-hmm. It's just... It's either going to be, like you guys were saying, a surprise where these unproven guys are going to do well and, teams will sleep on them.
Yeah.
And they can surprise teams and end up winning 10, 11 games. Mm-hmm. Or it's going to be really bad and be closer to the Sports Illustrated prediction of 3-13. Like, I don't really see an in-between here.
Yeah.
It's either going to be the unproven guys doing great things, or it's going to be the unproven guys showing why they're unproven because they're just terrible.
I guess we'll see. Gase has been touting Frank Gore.
He has been.
Yeah, he's saying his age is irrelevant. He's a different dude.
It is cool. I mean, as a Miami homer, it is cool to see Gore play here.
Wrap it up.
In
Miami. Yeah.
Come back and the
Hometown
Hurricanes.
boy.
Yeah, that's
Tears
fun.
in his eyes. I get it. They announced the members of this year's Dolphins Ring of Honor. They're going to be throwing a couple guys into the Walk of Fame. Now, this is the Walk of Fame. Ring of Honor is a different animal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because what is the difference? Walk of Fame, you get what in a tunnel? Ring of Honor is the one that's on the inside of the stadium.
Right. Yeah. That inside is a little bit more prestigious.
Couple names, no surprise. Jason Taylor, he's not in the ring yet, is he?
I think he actually got in last year to go along with his Hall of Fame induction.
Yeah. So, are you excited if you're already in the ring and now they get you in the Wall of Fame, which is the Walk of Fame, which is the north entrance? Cool,
right? Isn't it?
I'm where people can see me.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
In the stadium.
Yeah, they're throwing in the marks. Clayton and Duper get in there.
And
That's
I believe
cool.
they're in the. I think they're in the Ring of Fame too.
So this is gonna be going. Oh, thanks guys. So you're gonna paint my name in a hallway?
Yeah, they're all like
sweet.
they're all double.
right.
They already have the more prestigious thing. It is a little weird.
So these guys are going. So that means they got to show up for the game, right?
Yes.
Okay. Offerdahl's making it too. John Offerdahl is going to be one of the 6.
That's good food, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you been there? Offerdahl's?
I haven't been into his restaurant, but I go to his Gridiron Grill Off.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I've been to that before.
The restaurant is good.
Yeah, the Gridiron Grill is pretty cool too. It's Pompano Beach Amphitheater. They do that.
Nice.
Jay Cutler, former Dolphin man, is now a new reality star.
I can't believe this guy.
Yeah, people are loving him because he's just, how you hated him on a football field because it looked like he just didn't care.
Yep.
And he was just like, dude, show like some kind of emotion. He's like, he's kind of that way on this reality show, and it's working it works in reality TV, not on a football field.
It's perfect for reality TV. He is made for reality television.
He just kind of like looks like a slob that has no energy. He just kind of like sits there and is totally indifferent to everything.
It's amazing stuff.
So have you thought about when you do get bored what you're going to do?
Yeah, no.
Well, maybe you should.
I'm not really looking to do a lot of work right now. I'm looking to do the exact opposite of that.
he's not doing anything. His wife, Kristen Cavallari, is saying he just pretty much looks at deer cams or whatever they are, trail cams.
What is that, by the way? Like, why are you using your free time to look at deer trail cams?
I think that's all he does. He just wants to hunt and ignore his wife's friends. That's what she said.
Can you just be nice when they come in?
I'm gonna be neutral.
Okay, fine. Well, just don't be rude. Hi. How are you guys? Yeah. You can go up. I'll be up in 2 seconds. Okay, cool. All right. No hi from you?
What?
No hi
What?
from you?
Like give him more buys than highs.
I know, but God, so awkward.
I felt pretty comfortable.
He's such a jerk,
He
man.
is. But he's actually kind of awesome on this show.
Yeah.
Here he was talking to one of his wife's friends about her workouts.
First time I worked out in 2 years.
Like, why'd you take a 2-year break?
Well, I was a hairdresser, so I feel like I got my workout in with a blow dryer and stuff, you know?
You can't be serious.
What?
What? What?
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
And I hate Jay Cutler. I do. I can't stand the guy, but now I feel like I love him.
He's lovable on the TV
Right?
show. And the good news about this, he had kind of thrown that out that, hey, maybe I'm not done with football. And I think just kind of threw that out there as a line on the show. He's not coming back.
Ooh.
He's going to love this. He can be a complete slob
Yeah.
and a different jackass to his wife's friends
Yes.
and become a bigger star.
Yeah.
And not take hits and not actually have to work out and run.
He might actually get paid more for doing the show because
Maybe.
he's going to become a star from this. He might become a bigger star than his wife.
He might actually turn the tide on people that can't stand Jay Cutler.
Yes, I love him now.
Yeah, I actually kind of like this guy. Coming up in a couple minutes, yesterday, one of the big stories that was breaking that we talked about was the arrest of LaShawn McCoy. And, yeah, the post that his estranged girlfriend had put up was pretty damning towards him. There's some more details in exactly what went down. Does it look better or worse for LaShawn McCoy? We will talk about that next.
Yep, he's here too. It's Kevin's Other Show, right here on 640 The Hurricane.
Yesterday, we addressed the allegations in an Instagram post against Buffalo Bills Pro Bowler LaShawn McCoy. Bad all the way around. His estranged girlfriend's friend had put up an Instagram post, and it had a photo of his estranged girlfriend in a hospital bed, face bloodied, swollen. She's blaming him for it. She went on to say that he also is abusive to their kid, abusive to his dog, and takes performance-enhancing drugs. All four of those are pretty serious charges.
Yeah. I mean, even one of them would be a career changer for him to throw all four of those out there.
The best thing is if he was doing roids.
Yeah.
That was the best thing of all those allegations. I mean, four serious things that got the attention of the Buffalo Bills and the NFL, which is looking into this. There's some new details here today about exactly what happened. Okay, tell me, does this look better or worse for LaShawn McCoy, who, by the way, is denying this and saying, look, I haven't had any contact with these people in months. But what can you tie into this? What had happened was apparently at like 3 a.m., somebody forced their way into his estranged girlfriend's house. Her name is Delicia Corden.
Okay.
She's sleeping. And what had happened was somebody comes in and it sounds like pistol whipped her. And according to the police, her residence was specifically targeted by the suspect or suspects and not a random incident due to the fact that the intruder demanded specific items from her. And apparently they were items that LaShawn McCoy had said, hey, I bought that for you when we were together. I want that ring. I want that necklace. I want this. I want that. The person that broke in said, hey, where's that ring? Where's that necklace? And the items were specific. So it's possible LaShawn McCoy didn't do this
Directly.
But I think we have found Ray Caruth also understands that things can be done indirectly, right?
Yes.
And you can still get in some serious trouble.
It sounds fishy. That's the first time I've heard that. That sounds very, very fishy because when you have someone come in demanding specific items, well, two things come to your mind. Number one, it's either somebody you know.
Yeah.
And they know, about these specific items because they've been in your home and something that they've been eyeing, and so they know you. Or two, someone has sent them to get those specific items.
Unless we've got a psychic burglar,
Yeah.
which is not likely, we have somebody that was tied into LaShawn McCoy close enough that either he was confiding in them or sent them to go get these specific items back. It's kind of like an OJ get my memorabilia back kind of thing.
Exactly.
He did some time. What, 9 years for OJ on that?
Yeah, the
Now,
guy with kidnapping and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the kidnapping carried the most serious charges.
Right.
But how badly she was beaten,
Yes.
this is going to be a higher level of a battery charge. What happens? And if they can link LaShawn McCoy to ordering at least this burglary and the physical harm that came of his estranged girlfriend, I think he's still in some serious trouble. How he would explain this, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, make no mistake about it. Even if, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, LaShawn McCoy ordered a couple of his goons to go and get his, his items.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. And he said, you know what, just go grab those for me. Go steal them back. Scare her, don't do anything to her. Just go steal them back. And on their own accord, They go in and physically do what they did to her.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure everybody by now has seen the pictures. Even though if they can't prove that he said, hey, go beat her up, he at least sent them over there. So he is still responsible for this.
His best play, and it seems like I said, unless this is a psychic burglar, his best play is going to be like, look, in frustration, I vented this to somebody. They acted on their own. I had nothing to do with this. I didn't send them. I wouldn't want them to do what they did. I wouldn't want them to break in. I wouldn't want them to try to get it back.
That would be his only saving grace. Maybe somebody acted on their, like you said, they acted on their own accord. As one of his boys were like, oh, you know what, let's go get this for him. And they maybe made a big mess. This is all conjecture. It is,
yeah. And who knows? And the timetable, I don't know either. But if I'm a Bills fan, my question is, does this affect LeSean McCoy this year? Is it something where the NFL's like, until we can get through this investigation, there's no way, for the sake of our league, we can't let you on this field until we have an answer. And a lot of times you see in the college game, I've seen guys who are accused and they are indefinitely suspended until they get some kind of conclusion as to what happens. Now, the NFL is taking some heat, and here we are today. There's another story about the former NFL cornerback, Brandon Browner, that's just been charged with attempted murder for trying to kill his ex-girlfriend.
Unbelievable.
So this is tagging on to that. So you got already, without a doubt, a charge of attempted murder. NFL players taking a bad rap. Now, if the NFL just lets LeSean McCoy, without any kind of conclusion, walk onto a football field and not sit him down and say, look, we got to feel pretty confidently you had nothing to do with this.
Right.
They're going to take some extra heat saying, come on, man.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? You just let your players run a roughshot.
And which is the heat that they've been taking the past few years, going back to Ray Rice, and then Greg Hardy and these guys who were allowed back in the league.
Setting a bad precedent. You guys are not being tough enough on them. And like I said, because I think college ball and the incidences we have seen, they sit those players down until they are confident, until they're cleared. They ain't going to play. And the NFL realistically might need to do the same thing in these kind of situations.
Yeah.
Just depends upon how much more evidence comes forward and what their investigation says.
I mean, look, we saw it with Zeke Elliott last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
There wasn't a lot to go on there.
No.
But there was a lot of suspicion. And he
Sat
was
him
never
for 6 games.
6 games. And he wasn't even legally charged with anything.
If I'm a Bills fan, I'm nervous about my season.
And here's the other, Here's the other weird thing, too, because there's a lot of suspicion. It's all circumstantial at this point when it comes to this whole case and all the accusations. But what's weird to me, now that some of these things are starting to come together, is these specific guys target these specific items. The girlfriend's friend posts on her behalf blaming LeSean McCoy for it. Why would she go on and blame LeSean McCoy randomly if she knew who came into that house? If she knew that the police were called on this and they specifically told the police, hey, these guys were in the house. Again, this is conjecture.
She's getting some heat because she's saying, okay, so now when your friend is the one that's hurt, you report it. But you're accusing him of beating their child, of beating the dog, and you didn't decide to say anything then?
Exactly.
And now you are. So the girl who posted it's taking some heat for that reason.
And she should. And everybody involved who was in that situation, if any of that is true, should take heat if, God forbid, he actually was beating his child and almost beat his dog to death and all these different things.
How that doesn't get reported, and now you finally decide to say something.
And now all of a sudden this is, rightfully so, the final straw.
Yeah.
But the jump I'm taking here is, what if, since she's the one who's gone out and said all this and now has thrown everything out there, thrown it all on the slate, if this is the final straw, then she must have known those guys and recognized them as LeSean McCoy's friends, buddies, whatever.
Police seem like they already have a lot more information than we do. Buffalo police is on this, and they're trying to figure out what exactly went down.
Because for her to go and blame him directly, even though he wasn't there, there has to be something happening there. There has to be some type of recognition on her part to say, those are his boys.
Story I'm seriously paying attention to if I'm a Bills fan.
It's not looking good.
And how weird is it? We've got a story today, too, about Pac-Man Jones, who how many times has abused women that we've seen. I mean, that one video of him slamming that chick's face into that bar is pretty crazy. And it looks like Pac-Man actually wasn't at fault.
How so?
He got into a brawl in the Atlanta airport, and it looks like somebody else was completely instigating the whole thing. And Pac-Man got into the scuffle, but it looks like it pretty much was the other guy that caused everything. You're going,
really?
Yeah. I mean, how odd with all these stories tied in together. We got a Pac-Man Jones. If you had to say, okay, Who would you think would have more blame? If I brought this up, hey, in a week, I'm going to have a story about
Right.
a fight with Pac-Man Jones and LaShawn McCoy. Who are you going to think is going to be guilty and who's not?
From all his past stuff that you mentioned is Pac-Man. But now this one time around, he was actually trying to defend himself.
He looks
in one case.
clean. He looks clean. That's what I'm saying.
And there's another guy who stayed in the league, too, despite all of his circumstances.
That's, again, another problem for the NFL. Yeah, they got a big problem. We'll see what they do with it. Coming up here in just a couple minutes, Machado, is he going to the Yankees? We'll talk about that. The Marlins lose, but did they lose the attendance game against their Double-A franchise?
I love this game.
From, yes, high-low attendance. We're going to put the Marlins up against the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp next.
Be part of the show on Twitter at 640 The Hurricane, hashtag Kevin's Other Show.
Well, the Marlins last night lost to the Brewers 8-4. It was kind of a game of good-bad for Pablo Lopez, the Marlins pitcher. He went through 6 innings, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, striking out 5. Started out awful and then somehow got better the more he pitched.
It's weird.
It was kind of weird. Christian Yelich, former Marlin, went 3 for 5, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. You can see why he's an all-star. Looked pretty solid. 2 for 5 on Monday night in his first game back at Marlins Park. But yeah, the Marlins lost. But the fun game is attendance. Okay, I'm going to put up what the Marlins drew last night for their game against the Brewers.
Okay.
Against the 2017 average. I'm going to go with their AAA affiliate in New Orleans.
Is this the
This
Jumbo
is the
Shrimp?
No, this is the Baby
okay.
Cakes. Jacksonville
Oh,
Jumbo
okay.
Shrimps are AA.
I love the baby cakes, too.
Leo jumped in here. Okay.
Good.
What do you think? Who has the higher attendance? Are we talking the Marlins last night or the 2017 average for the Baby Cakes? Leo, what is your guess?
I'm going Baby Cakes.
It's hard not
How
to,
do you
right?
bet against the Baby Cakes? First of all, the name alone.
It's pretty fantastic.
It's really good.
Yeah.
If it was the Jumbo Shrimp, I would say Jumbo Shrimp all day. But for the
Jumbo
big,
Shrimp,
yeah.
by the way, on 4th of July had 11,000 people.
No way.
Their
Oh my-
attendance was 11,000 people.
I don't think the Marlins have had that since opening day.
You'd have to give them like 3 games
Yes.
to get that.
That's a series attendance.
That's their AA affiliate on 4th of July had 11,000.
Wow.
Okay, so here they are against their AAA in New Orleans. Dina, what do you think?
It's hopefully the Marlins. I'm seeing the Marlins out of hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you won. Marlins higher attendance by 111 people.
Oh, just okay. So not even by like 1,000.
The Marlins drew 5,624 to Marlins Park last night.
Oh, no.
The AAA average for New Orleans, 5,554.
Gosh.
Man.
And so I think my math is even wrong on that. Actually, I think I gave the Marlins more of a benefit
Is
of
it
the
more?
doubt. Yeah. Oh my gosh, no, it's not even 100. Yeah.
What are the numbers again? Because we're all bad at math.
Okay,
here. Like, I have to
do 624 minus 554.
624
What
minus.
is the difference? How many more people did the Marlins have last night than the New Orleans?
about
And
80.
That's their average.
What, 80?
It's 70,
Yeah.
according to my calculator.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they had 70 more than the AAA affiliates average.
Anybody listening who's good at math is just calling us morons right
Yeah,
now.
I'm horrible at math. I shouldn't even attempted it. I know better. You know,
It's
it's
all
just
right.
some things that you know you can't do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you had a pit with a length of 5 feet and you're like going, jump it, it's flaming. I'm like, I got this. I would clear 2.5 feet of it.
And then-
I
and
knew
then
it.
burn.
Yeah, I just jumped into the fire pit of math.
I like that.
Okay.
70 more.
70 more. Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, good news is they're playing again tonight.
All right. They got
We'll
a shot.
see.
Plenty good seats still available.
You ain't kidding.
You know what's unbelievable, though, is still, why are you even selling upper deck tickets? I mean, why don't you just...
Good point.
Black it out.
Yeah, why don't you black it out and just try to at least get people lower level? I mean, don't you have a better fan experience?
Yeah.
Doesn't it look better on TV? I don't understand that. I guess they say, no, we can't compromise ourselves, but
Okay.
Right.
Oh, now you can't.
yeah.
Come on, guys.
All right.
How much are tickets going for, by the way? Like, I'm going to check this out.
I don't. The thing is, I don't know that they really. I don't
Here's
think
the
they.
thing.
I don't think they really discount the price as much.
They
The
should.
Marlins are camping on 2 days, and that happens to be August 21st and August 22nd.
Oh, I know
which
what
will be
those
the
are.
return of Mr. Stanton.
Oh,
then they might actually sell 7,000 tickets.
Then maybe let's not get
Watch
greedy.
out.
They might get to 10,000. We'll see.
Yeah.
No, that should be packed.
Do you want to talk Machado first or rant first, Leo?
Oh God, it's all connected.
It's up to you. Oh, they're going to
Doesn't
connect.
matter. I mean, let's talk about Machado, the guy that hit 2 home runs against the Yankees last night.
Yeah.
Because the one guy on the Baltimore Orioles that could beat you is the guy you just wouldn't stop pitching to. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, he's at a 3-1 count. That's a hitter's count. We got a fastball guy on the mound. You know what? I tell you what.
Okay, it smells like you're blaming Aaron Boone again.
I tell you what, man. Don't put him on first, even though it's open. Try to throw another 97-mile-an-hour fastball by Machado. Wait a minute. There. Oh, the game's tied.
So this is another loss in the Aaron Boone category.
Dude, I am so over this manager in training. I can't stand it.
3-1, first base is open. Onto Machado.
I can't watch these games anymore. It's becoming a very emotionally disturbing experience for me.
Oh, no, it's that bad
It really
now.
is, because I'm sitting there and I'm watching a team, which, by the way, so let's talk about the AL East. Against the Orioles, the Boston Red Sox are 9-1.
I was going to say 10-0.
9-1.
Yeah.
9-1. So
Yeah.
the worst team in baseball squeaked out a win. Okay, it happens.
Sure.
The New York Yankees are 4-5 against the Baltimore
The
Orioles.
losing record?
You can't
no.
even comprehend.
That's unbelievable.
And it's just one of those things where, like, so last night, Tanaka, first game off the DL. The guy goes 4 innings. He's struggling. His team has just put up put up a 3-run shot. They've taken the lead. It's 3-2. What does he do? Instead of saying, hey, Tanaka, good comeback. Glad you're good. You've thrown 70 pitches. Let's call it a win. Machado's leading off the inning. Let's go to the bullpen. No, he brings Tanaka back out. What do you think happens on the first pitch? The first pitch.
Wow.
Machado gone.
Bam.
And I mean not a cheap, like a 450.
He made it
Yeah.
count. He left no
Just-
doubt.
Batting practice swing, demolished home run, tie game.
That's got to
Okay.
be so frustrating to see just such a stupid mistake by
Right.
Aaron Boone.
Yeah.
Why bring him back in? It's his first start, right? His first start coming off an injury.
Then your team is still struggling because the Baltimore Orioles decided that for once in the entire season, they're going to actually give a crap about baseball and they're going to try hard. So they continue. Yanks scratch out 2 runs and go up 5-3. Now, with the best bullpen in baseball, you think, okay, we're good. We're going to squeak out of here. Let's just get this game over with. Thank God. No. Nope, you get a guy on first, like I said, Green, 3-1 pitch, grooves it to Machado, gone. 2-run home run,
Jeez.
ties it. You have more chances. You can't do anything because all the Yankees want to do is try to hit home runs. No one wants to bunt or, I don't know, situational hit or do any of those things. That's not fun for the Yankees. So then what happens? You go to extras, and then, boom, here comes, 2 outs, bases loaded, a simple ground ball to first base that Greg Bird boots. Orioles win. I mean, it's like the Yankees decided not to get off the bus. They've just...
Is this an example last night? And the pitching, obviously, yeah, not going to your bullpen, where he should have, Aaron Boone. But you said what Aaron Boone is brushing off, and people saying, I don't know, man, see some of these games where it just seems like you guys are relying on the long ball to bail you out of situations. And you're right. When you are always swinging for the fences, you're not going for that situational hitting, and you're not getting people on base. Was that a liability last night, the Yankees long ball hitting?
It's a liability every single night. Look, you get a guy that leadoff double, okay? Now, I get it. If Aaron Judge is up, let Aaron Judge be Aaron Judge, okay? But if you got a leadoff double and Andujar is up, dude, hit the ball to the right side and get the guy to third so a fly ball from the next at bat gets a guy in. Like, what are you doing? Not everything has to be yanked and crushed and all that. Like, just play baseball.
Okay, so Machado, is he going to wind up with the Yankees? Because the Yankees are talking hard right now, the Orioles, but they're one of 8 teams that are really trying to get Machado. Machado's going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of next year. So you're basically looking at getting 70 games with Machado. He's hitting .309, 21 home runs, 60 RBIs. But apparently Cashman doesn't want to give up anything for Machado.
Well, and here's the thing that the Baltimore Orioles have fooled themselves into thinking. Because he's a rental, had they done this a year ago, they probably could have raked someone's farm system because you've got a full year of Machado.
Yeah.
Now you've got 3 months, and then he might or may not sign with me.
He has to like your franchise.
I'm not giving you anything of value. I will just wait until the offseason when he's a free agent, and then if I want to go spend the money for him, I will. They'll be lucky if they get any player of anything. I can't imagine
from anybody. You're saying not even just the Yankees, not even just Cashman. No one's going to give you money.
Any team saying, yes, I'm going to give you a top 10 prospect for 3 months. I don't see it.
But looking at the Yankees, if the Yankees get Machado, are they pretty much... Is this the piece they need to be able to take out Houston?
Well, here's the thing with Machado is Machado doesn't want to play third. He thinks he's a shortstop, even though he is a 2-time Gold Glove winner at third and has been mediocre at best at shortstop this year. But he's determined that he is not a third baseman anymore. The Yankees got Didi Gregorius. That's their guy. So the only place they got open is third base. It's kind of like when they signed A-Rod. Hey, A-Rod, we've got this guy. I don't know if you've heard of him. His name's Derek Jeter. He's playing short.
Right.
Are you going to play third?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's do the trade. So unless there's a conversation that says, yes, we can get this guy to play third, and yes, we think there's a very 99.9% chance that he'll sign an extension with us, I don't see the Yankees giving up anything to get Machado. I don't see it.
And do you see the Orioles sending him right there to the AL East?
You know what? The Orioles,
if they can help
I could see them sending him to maybe the Red Sox just because they hate the Yankees so much.
Wow.
I actually could see that happening. But the Red Sox don't have what the Orioles are looking for in order to pull that off.
I say Brewers, Diamondbacks, Indians, and Braves right now in the lead for Machado.
Here's the thing, and I've said this before. The one team out of the NL, because, look, you've got the Yankees are at 59, call them 60. 3 60-game winners in the AL right now, none in the NL. So the NL is not scary other than the fact that the Diamondbacks have this spooky, scary pitching rotation. Their starters and their bullpen are all very good. You add a piece like Machado to the Diamondbacks, that team can do real damage.
All right, we'll see what happens. Trade deadline coming up July 31st.
Leo has spoken.
Yes. Will it come true? If you'd like to check out the show, we're on YouTube. Easy to find. Search Kevin's Other Show. Got the podcast as well. Same name. And on Twitter. Go follow us now.
You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. And by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm Beach. A world-class experience. Shop BremenPorsche.com now. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.